Hi, everyone. Rosie here, Brittany Daly, and Roger here from Rivet Real Estate. We are bringing you the local Texas news that makes Texas great again. Okay. So before we get started, you're going to hear a bunch of things, but we are driving on the highways every single day and having conversations with builders and local buyers and sellers. So I think you deserve to hear from us straight up on, is this news true? So Roger, what's the first news? And Brie and I would say if it is true or not.
Okay, I didn't know we were playing true or false, but I'm not quite prepared for that. But I did want to talk about a couple of things that are really interesting in the Texas economy today. One is that we're still outpacing the U.S. in job creation, even with all the uncertainty that people are feeling. So there's an uncertainty that we're feeling, and then there's the actual numbers. GDP is quite high for the nation. And we think that's a lot to do with productivity, worker productivity, and AI and that sort of thing. So a lot of investments in those spaces, and we're getting a lot of data centers in Texas. So, and there's also chip manufacturing and chip suppliers that are expanding their operations in the Austin area. And so if you're thinking about investing in Austin, it's a great time to do that right now. And we have the light rail that's made headlines that's going to receive federal funding. It's roughly $9 billion for a 9 miles stretch of railway, which is going to expand housing from 20,000 units to 50,000 units. And so you can expect the more urban areas to be more lively, I guess, with that level of population increase,
Wait,
and a lot more to do in Austin.
9 billion for 9 miles?
Yeah, for 9 miles. It'll be connecting really close to the airport. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
So
exciting.
so I would say the headlines for this week for Austin, Texas is that the transportation is expanding. Like I think what Roger just talked about is that our light rail system is expanding another 9 miles. We already have a light rail system, but we're expanding another 9 miles. And it was overall a $8 to $9 billion project. It's moving towards construction again. It means they're making effort. It means needle is being moved. Now, if you think about it, if light rail project is going to move and it's going to connect the north to all the way to the airport, that's one. And then we also know the tollway 130. And when we read the reports on the Highway 130 concession department, they said that in 2019, the number of transactions means number of big 18-wheeler trucks, they were only 7.9 million traveling. And now they have gone all the way up to 14.4 million. They call it transactions, means how many transactions are happening, right? So if Highway 130 has, I don't know, call it doubled in 5 years, 6 years, and with the traffic volume, and I think Bree, you and I both have been on Highway 130. We used to take Highway 130 to get to our appointment quicker. Now
I
we
think
question.
if you're coming from out of town, you might look at Highway 130 and you might think to yourself, it's kind of rural landscape. It's not a whole lot of development there because it's the farthest east of Austin. So
Yeah.
it's a whole strip of land that the 130 runs parallel to Austin, right?
Yeah.
Like on the
And it's
outskirts.
like a bypass, like it bypasses all the
It's a
traffic and
bypass,
kind of
yeah.
run parallel to one highway I-35, which was like is an interstate highway. So why are we talking about all these mechanical commercial things? Because here's the thing. Only question I'm asking is this: $8 billion invested and moving the transportation towards airport, which is flying out of the city. Light rail is taking full force action, number one. Number two, Highway 130, which is a major tollway of Austin, Texas, in the east side, doubled their transactions of the traffic from 7 million to 14.4 million in 5 to 6 years, in 5 years, give and take, right? And if we are looking at all of these things, why would the transportation accommodation be improved if the city is not improving? So I think, would you say these news are true or false, Brie, from our experience?
I would say true. I mean, like you were saying, we go on 130 all the time, and it used to be a way to bypass all the traffic. And now sometimes I actually sit in a little bit of traffic on the toll. Not always, but it does happen on occasion. And there's definitely more cars on the toll. It's not,
Yeah.
I'm the only one going 85 anymore, you know?
Yeah, and the Highway 183, they just added 2, 3 more lanes to it, and they've made it a major tollway again. Like you can go to the, what is it called? Express lane, right?
Mhm.
Express lane to downtown. Like 183 is expanding, and you and I both know that's like Lockhart, Lampasas, feeding into our 183 highway. So I am just thinking, if city is expanding with billions of dollars to make the highways, I think highways are the arteries of the city. If they're getting the arteries healthy, what are they preparing for? They're preparing for some kind of high performance, right? So I would say Austin is secure. Don't look at the numbers right now. This is the time you want to go in, as Roger was saying. Pri, what
Not
was
only that,
Roger?
Rosie, there's a lot of other benefits to investing right now too, including including tariffs, and I think a lot of that cost still being passed down to the consumer, and then also a large portion of the workforce, which is migrant workers, it could escalate or cause the price of housing to go up, and so I think it'd be a good time to, if you thought about buying, now may be the perfect time to do that.
Yeah, and some of our clients, Bree, you're working with some of our clients right now. We're getting them to into houses fast. I said, don't worry about building a house ground up if you're able to find something ready to go.
Yeah.
So, Roger, what was the news on the Samsung? I didn't hear it clearly.
So Samsung chip makers, and there's a company in Austin that actually moves heavy equipment and specialized equipment. You need people who can, take a lot of care in moving these big machines. And so they're expanding their warehouses, and I think they have currently 600 employees. When you hear news like that, you hear about a lot of the expansion. Obviously, it's called Transpac, and it's basically a moving company, but for technology companies. They're located in Manor.
Okay, so Transpac is the moving company for technology,
For semiconductor companies.
for semiconductor companies, and we are
Chip
seeing high
maker.
activity with them.
Yeah, they're actually expanding their services and growing into more warehouse space.
In Manor area.
Yeah, in the Manor area.
Okay, well then here we go. So this proves that residential and industrial activity is improving in Austin area in general. So that's a really good sign. So I'm excited. Like this is you know what, between all the doom and gloom, we need to know what's really going on. All three news I can verify. Like I've seen. Did you see Bree like the
Well,
290
Rosie, I
tollway?
want to draw a focus on this too. Manor also runs along 290 and
That's what I
at the
was going to say.
intersection of 290 and 130.
Yeah.
And so 130 is, if you travel far up north, it connects Hutto, and which eventually connects Taylor. Samsung Taylor is the Hutto area. And so you have the 130 tollway, which connects Manor and Hutto. And I'm expecting all of that space to get filled in, right? So the stretch from Manor to Hutto, I don't know how far that is, but that's how far they're traveling.
Like
up
good
and
20
down
minute.
130. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good 20-25 minute stretch. And I think 290 going all the way to Houston. So Manor, I personally saw so much industrial get built, like so many apartment complexes get built, right? So anytime there is a flood of inventory of apartments, the
So
rentals are going to be low.
that's a 20-mile stretch,
Yeah,
on
that's huge.
on the outskirt of Austin, on the eastmost side of Austin.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of land to be filled in.
Bree, you're out and about. What are you seeing with construction of builders?
Well, what I was going to say is what's interesting is, Manor, when it first was built, it was built along 290, right? Like the neighborhoods were right there. But what I'm seeing now is they're expanding further north, right? Further north, Manor is going. And so the border of Pflugerville and Manor, there's a bunch of land right there, but there's 4 builders that are building neighborhoods right now that they've flattened the land and they have infrastructure going in right now.
Wow.
Right on the border of Cameron and I forgot, it's by Good Luck Grill in Manor.
Yeah, so 290 and like Cameron Road, 130 tollway area.
Mhm.
So I would say from me, it's a thumbs up for 2026 for Austin. We are cleaning up the arteries. Like if you think about athletes, right, when they are about to go for high performance for Olympics or something, they're working hard on their body, they're working hard on their performance, they're getting themselves healthier. I think our city is getting healthier because clogged traffic is not good for us growth of a city. So if we are looking at expansion and cleaning up and tollways coming in and proper record numbers recorded, that just tells me that we are preparing for what's up next. So rest up, hibernate. You're about to get busy.
Yep. Wait until spring gets here. Now we're still spending several $1 billion on the I-35 project too, since you're talking about transportation. So it's like
Okay.
$5 billion highway expansion.
So builders are spending their billions and millions, and cities spending their billions and millions. So between these two things, I think we're pretty good. So Brie, anything you want to add to all of this?
Nope.
All right. Well, this was Roger's source of information today. So guys, I hope you got to see, we're going to add some news articles so you have something to reference, and have a wonderful day. This was our 10-minute market update from Rivet Real Estate. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, bye.